What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Mike. I was just scouring Facebook Marketplace last night and I came upon an abandoned F-350 Power Stroke 6-liter. It's close by. I'm not sleeping on it. We're gonna go check it out, see if we can make a deal and get this old girl up and running again. Let's go check it out. Alright, here she is, 2007 Ford F-350 XL with a 6-liter in it. Unknown mileage. It's been sitting here. It's been this excavations company. They're just done with it. Needs work. Does not run currently. Batteries are dead. But the good thing about this truck is it is nice under here. There's a little bit of rust right on the inner rocker, but look at these floor pans. This is in great shape. Has a pretty serious oil leak, it looks like. But you know what? Nothing we can't fix. The coolant bottle looks like it's got some oil residue or something on it here. I can't even see fluid in there. I don't know. We might need to do an oil cooler or something. This is an 11-foot chassis truck here. XL. With an XLT seat in it, but it's ripped. Just like that red truck. Someone put a nice radio in this thing. It's a nice truck. I like that it's got no rust on it. Well, minimal rust. Let's see if we got life in here. Oh yeah. What are the miles? 175,000. 175. Nice. That's not bad at all. Spring chicken here. All right, we're letting the 550 kind of charge this guy up, but let's just kind of go around and take a peek at this thing. Like, I don't think this truck was driven in the winter. Look how nice the frame rail is on this thing. There is all factory paint and minor surface rust. This thing is in excellent shape. Like, look at the coil bucket. All that factory powder coating still intact in a lot of places. It was built at Brake and Clutch in Salem, Mass here. So this truck has lived in salty conditions its entire life, but it was not driven much in on the salty roads. This is really nice. I mean, a quick paint job on that and oil it. This thing is just in great shape. Look at the frame under here. I'm pumped about this build right here. This is going to be such a fun truck to fix up. Nice LEDs. The service body is rusty on this thing, so it's probably coming off this truck. This thing doesn't even want to consider it a crank. So we are going to take the batteries probably out of the 550 here to see if we can even crank that thing over and even start the thing. All right, I'm gonna see if it'll just fire up off this one known good battery. All right, she's running. let's get her out of here, see if it even moves. What a unit. Okay, seriously, how can doing this not put a smile on your face? We just took this thing out of an old garage barn and we're driving her. Ah, this is gonna be a sweet work truck. Let's go! This thing is literally a unit. Oh yeah, we're pushing coolant here. There's definitely pressure in the heads. Okay, so the truck here is deleted. The EGR cooler is removed. You can see the J pipe right there, that little tube down there. So this thing having the EGR cooler removed makes me believe that with the pressure in the degas bottle that this thing has blown head gaskets, and I'm thinking that probably because the oil cooler may have failed, because it looked like there was some oil residue in the degas bottle. So I'm assuming maybe the oil cooler got clogged and put too much pressure and heat in the cylinder heads and blew the gaskets. I'm just assuming. So we have to deal with that, and I'd like to get my scanner hooked up and check the temps. And underneath here, we have a massive oil leak up there somewhere. I can't really see exactly where it's coming from, but it's wet up there. I mean, look, like the whole transmission's wet. It's just soaking wet up there. So that needs to be addressed. So we have a little bit of rust in this inner rocker here. Not a big deal. You can put a patch on that, but look at the floor. A little bit of needle scaling here, but all factory intact primer. Like, this is beautiful shape for our area. A little bit of needle scaling to do on this, but my God, this is a nice truck. The frame is absolutely mint on this truck still. Bottom of the cab corner and rockers, a little bit of paint peeling here and there, but like there's no bubbling. Just a quick coat of new paint would probably do the trick. Like, this is in great shape. This fender's been replaced. This is an aftermarket fender. Unfortunately, this passenger fender is junk. And wow, look at that. It's all smashed up, and actually whatever happened here kind of pushed up into the cab, so we got to pull this fender off and straighten this piece out. But we might have to replace this outer rocker panel on this passenger side. There's a little bit of bubbling here, but it's not bad at all. When you live in a salty environment and you have one of these trucks and you see that this ground cable on the passenger cab to the frame is still intact, you know your truck's in good shape still. Interior's kinda it's pretty gross in here. I mean, someone threw XLT seats in this, but like the center console's trashed and ripped up, driver seat's ripped up. Not sure what's going on with this. And then this truck has the 11-foot chassis frame, but overall it's in good shape. She needs a little bit of juice here. Thing has absolutely no fuel in it. Let's get her warmed up to operating temperature and check her oil and coolant temperature. I'm thinking that the temperatures are going to be off because how much pressure is in that degas bottle. I bet the oil cooler is clogged or failed. All right. You can see here we got engine coolant temp 186. Engine oil temp 189. Everything is within spec here, so the oil cooler might not be clogged, but we definitely have an issue. There's quite a bit of smoke and stuff coming out of this cap here. I have this little pressure tester thing from Harbor Freight. I want to see if I can jerry rig something up where I can hook up to the degas bottle and see if I can pressurize this gauge to see what sort of pressure we're getting out of this coolant system. And I'm pretty sure anywhere between like 12 to 15 pounds is normal. Anything over that is probably no bueno. You got too much pressure in your cooling system. Look at that. That thing is pegged out. It's going to continue to keep climbing. It's sitting at 28 pounds of pressure. You do not want, like, look at this. We have so much pressure in the cooling system that is no bueno. Head gaskets are probably junk in this truck. I mean, so obviously we have some serious engine issues that need to be addressed. Let's talk about the good things on this truck. The chassis and body of this truck is in great shape. The service body is definitely going to need some love. Another really good pro about this truck, it's never been plowed with before. This truck has never had a plow put on it, and the way you can tell is that there's no holes drilled right here on the frame rail. This bar right here, this needs to be able to come off. If you have one of these trucks and this bar is not here, this circle tube right here, if your truck is missing this, you've likely had a snowplow installed on your truck. So that's a really good plus on this truck too. So it has low mileage for being nearly 20 years old at 175,000. With a little bit of love, we can get this thing up to speed, rocking and rolling again. She's gonna need some cosmetic work. Like there's a massive dent right here. This service body is pretty neat because there is lights all down the side of this. If you can see all these LEDs here, that's pretty neat. But I think this is the worst of it. Open this drawer and whoa, yeah, not good. That is all daylight right there. But anyway, I think I've done enough diagnosing and kind of going through, taking a peek at what this truck's going to need to go to the next step. And I think the next step is to rip this thing down to the chassis, get this service body up and out of here, because regardless whether we keep that service body or not, it's got to come off to get rust repair work done on it. And it's just way easier and less stressful and less of a headache to have the cab completely off the chassis here to do all the motor work. So before I kind of actually dig into this thing too, I do want to mention, once I am done fixing this truck up, I will be selling it. So if you're watching this and you're interested in this truck and buying it, send me a message on Instagram, comment down below, whatever works best for you. Quick recap, this is a 2007 Ford F-350 four-wheel drive with the long 11-foot chassis, and it has 175,000 miles on it with a 6-liter Power Stroke. And I'm going to be going through it with a fine-tooth comb to make it a good, reliable work truck again. Let's dive into this thing and keep going here. I want to get some oil on these bolts here. I need to separate the factory Ford wiring harness that stays with the frame here from the service body. Yeah, so a lot of you guys do actually ask me why I use hand tools or why don't I buy power tools. To answer a question, I don't mind using like these ratchets and stuff. I don't know, it doesn't bother me, is what the answer is, I guess. This is gonna be a chore. I think I got it. These U-bolts here are about 75 feet too long. Can't get a socket on them, so take care of these real quick. Was a good blade. There we go. This thing's ready to lift off of here. Yeah, okay, that's probably good. That was pretty dicey. This is a huge body to remove. For a northern truck, this is basically rust free. For seeing nearly 20 years of New England winters, this is as nice as you can get it, probably without an oil protection. There's some scale and stuff here and there, but nothing crazy. Nothing that can't be cleaned up real quick. And obviously when we're done here, we're going to be hitting this thing with an oil protection as well. So hopefully it'll last a lot longer, but it's in good shape. All this streaking, that's just original undercoating, and then just where it's not, it's just light surface rust. There's nothing to be concerned about at all. This is just the undercoating with like a light layer of rust on top of this frame rail. All right, let's move on to the cab here. Start getting her yarded off. Wrong color coolant too in this truck. Whoever put this S&B intake on this truck never hooked up the crank ventilation system here. This is just like blowing out in the atmosphere here. It's supposed to be connected into that tube right there, and it's blocked off on the intake. We're gonna have to address that. That's not how that's supposed to be. This wasn't even seated all the way either. Who would have thought? The air deflector shield smashed, and this shield and shroud's all broken up too. Can't say I haven't done that, right? Wasn't even in there. Alright, everything under the hood is disconnected. That's staying with the frame versus what's staying with the cab itself. So we are good under here. Gonna pop the hood off and then zip our body mounts off. Got two up here on the front cowl, and then James is working on getting access. We gotta zip these body mounts up. I got one right there, one back here, and same thing on the other side. Off camera, we got the e-brake disconnected, ABS connections, transmissions disconnected, and the transfer case up there, if you can see that. Driver's side cab mounts are 24 millimeters, but the passenger sides are 21. All right, we are ready to lift this thing right up off the chassis. Hopefully it'll all go smooth. We're going to use our excavator, strap to the roof, 2 ratchet straps on the front core support here, and hopefully we can kind of control it enough, pull it up off the chassis over the motor and place it down a block somewhere. Definitely the way to go if you're doing head gaskets on a truck, that's for sure. Coming at you. hold it. Up. Up. Hold it. Keep going. We got it. That was unbelievably sketchy. Keep going, keep going. I think you're clear. Keep going, yep. Okay. Alright, you're free. That was kind of sketchy. The whole, like, I don't know if the straps were twisted or if we didn't have the machine squared up enough, but the whole, like, cab wanted to twist when it was coming off of the chassis there. And when you lift these cabs off, you really want them to be coming straight up. That's why people do it on lifts. Got to use the resources I have, but we are safely on the ground, and I don't think we really damaged anything, so that's good news. Upon first inspection, as I stated before, we have oil leak here, and it looks like it's coming from the valve cover gaskets. And I actually just noticed this loose valve cover bolt, finger tight, very loose. So that's probably why this side is leaking so bad. Like, you can just see it's just been leaking for probably years, just draining down the side of the rocker boxes and everything there. So we got to deal with that. And then the passenger side, same scenario here. It just looks like the valve cover gasket's leaking, and it's just been leaking down the motor. Probably has had standpipes or dummy plugs done at some point, and they probably end up reusing the old gaskets, and that's probably why those are leaking, unfortunately. Is what it is. Kind of what I was expecting once I got the cab off, but this is some new news here. This coil tower here is pretty rusty. I don't know if that's salvageable. I gotta hammer out all this rust and see what that looks like after, but that's pretty bad there. So, service body off, cab off. We're in 3 pieces here now. So I think I'm gonna end this video here because we've gotten a lot done, and I'm gonna leave you guys kind of on a cliffhanger. If you're enjoying this video, don't be shy. That thumbs up button down below, hit that. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and stay tuned to see if this truck will ever be put back together and get new head gaskets thrown in it and kind of do any sort of general maintenance that should be done while you have the cab and everything off this truck. I'm having a good time doing this, so yeah, don't go anywhere. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.